Good morning, church. How are you today? Yes, I am glad to be here, and it is really a wonderful opportunity to stand in front of you and speak shortly about the Madagascar Mission. First of all, I want to bring warm greetings from the big island of Madagascar. I'm here, I want to say a few things. Three things. First, a word of gratitude. I would like to express my heartfelt appreciation to our pastor who, because of his friendship, is so wonderful, and he has helped a lot the Madagascar Mission. This has been brought to the attention of the church for 5 years now, and he continues to support us. And at the same time, I want to say thank you for the entire congregation. And I'm speaking on behalf of the church leaders in Madagascar, as well as the people who have benefited from the Madagascar Mission. And for that, I would like to read this one verse in the Hebrews chapter 6, verse 10. God is not unjust. He will not forget your work and the love you have shown him as you have helped his people and continue to help them. And thank you so much. And may God bless you in what you have done and what you will do. Second, in a time like this, every year we come, my wife and I come and make a short report. And now here is a short video that my wife has put together. She cannot be here because she's in her ministry this morning.
I would like to take you with me from Los Angeles to Madagascar, a big island that has amazing things to be explored. 10 years ago, the Madagascar Mission was only about church leadership development in the area of theological education. That is, equipping and supporting those who prepared themselves for pastoral ministry and church planting. But as time went on, given the so many realities in people's lives that we encountered, God has convinced us to go further. The Madagascar Mission has evolved in different areas, and now it consists of a variety of projects. The Birth Certificate Project helps children of underprivileged families born far away from hospitals in remote and rural places to have their birth certificates. Without birth certificate, they are native to the land, but they are not citizens of the country. And more importantly, they do not have access to education because without birth certificate, they can't go to any public primary school. Last year, 316 children in 2 remote rural places benefited from this project. Schools. While in the past, this project touched several areas in the school life, renovation of primary and secondary school buildings, and providing school furniture, didactic materials, and others. Last year, it provided school materials for 20 students from underprivileged families. Hunger Project. Because of the severe drought that has struck the southern part of Madagascar for several years, and because of the impacts of the pandemic economic downturn, hunger has become a serious problem in that area. Last year, this project supports a church which, after this worship, serves meals to children from underprivileged families. Bikes for pastors. This project is meant to provide pastors and lay leaders who serve in locations that are accessible only by foot or by bike, and who are assigned to lead many isolated local congregations. Because of lack of means of transportation, their ministry unfortunately makes many of them leave behind their families for a long period of time as they go on a tour of church visitation. Orphanage. The Madagascar Mission helps 2 orphanages in 2 places. Last year, The fund was used to buy rice in total of 550 pounds. The two babies that I held in my arms in 2018 are twins, abandoned by their parents at birth. Edmond visited them last December. They live at the orphanage. They are growing and will go to school next year. Women Project. This basically aims at empowering women in leadership. I am the one who usually does this, but last year, since I was not there, Edmond did it on my behalf. He was invited to speak at the annual conference for women, organized by the alliance of 9 church districts in the southern part of Madagascar. Youth culture exchange. In the past, we used to have young people from the US traveling with us for this project. It is an opportunity for the youth in the island to get in touch, share their faith, learn and serve together with youth from a different country. The project is meant to benefit both parties. Last year, since nobody could go with Edmond, he did it alone. He was invited to speak at the regional gathering of university students affiliated to the University of Madagascar. Emergency. Madagascar is located within the Southwest Indian Ocean cyclone basin. 7 to 10 cyclones pass through it every year. The one in last February, a few days before Edmond returned to the US, was so powerful and ripped off places in its trajectory. The Madagascar Mission helps a bit to alleviate people's misery. There are more to do, but we thank God who made all of this possible.
For 10 years now, this Madagascar mission has served Madagascar, and it consists of about 5 mission projects, including birth certificate, which is meant to help the families with small children who cannot go to school because of not having birth certificate. Why? Because they live in remote places far away from hospitals. However, the birth certificate is the ticket, so to speak, to go to primary schools. And so not only that they are native of the land but cannot be full citizen, that's the problem, but also they cannot get education. And so the project is to help families in those areas to get the birth certificate of their children and so that they can go to school. And our church has helped a lot on that matter. Another thing is about schools, still in the area of education. Schools, we do help in renovating church school buildings, providing furniture, didactic materials, and even scholarship for underprivileged families, students from underprivileged family. The fund that we have raised is also going to that. Another thing is bikes for pastors. There are many pastors serving in remote areas, remote places in Madagascar, who are assigned to care for so many congregations. Last time I noticed that one pastor, is serving about 24 local congregations, distant from one another. And it happens that many of them leave their family behind and go and make a tour of church visitation, and it takes a long time for them to come back home. And this is because of the lack of means of transportation. And so what we call bikes for pastors is meant to help them to have bikes so that they can ride a bike, and it makes their ministry easier because they can go back home and spend more time with their families. And also we have other ministries like empowering women. This is about helping women in the leadership, and it is my wife who is really in charge of this. And this is doing some conferences and seminars and so on and so forth. Also, we have what we call youth culture exchange. For this, we invite young people from the United States to go to Madagascar and exchange views and experience with the youth down there. And the program is meant to benefit both parties. And so far, it is really amazing. Both those in Madagascar and the ones who come from the US learned many things and realized that God is really good and work through the program. I think I have some more to say, but let me stop there. And I want to say my personal experience last time. My wife could not go with me last year because we go during the summertime. And because of the pandemic lockdown, Madagascar was completely locked down. But since I got an invitation to attend the General Assembly of my church, and the government allowed me to get in, without my wife though, and that's the only way I could go. And I traveled about 6,000 miles for 6 months doing all these missions. And I realized that God is really good. God is at work. God is unstoppable. The kingdom of God is unstoppable. That's what I got from it. There were so many problems and so many challenges, but God amazed me a lot. One story with which I end my speech is a person, a church leader, to which one bike was given. That person has a disability on his body, on his foot. His feet turns like this and he walks uncomfortably. However, I learned that he is leading a church about 1.2 miles away, and he walks to get into that place. And I wondered, how can he do that? Because I saw him struggling, even making one step. But that's the reality. And what I learned from it is that he has a faith, and he made a commitment to serve God, no matter what happened to his life. And he sacrificed a lot. And it is exactly because of what he was doing, that's why the superintendent of the church district on that region contacted us. Could you please provide a bike for such a person and come over here to see him? When I looked at him, I come again to the realization I said earlier, God is unstoppable. He uses such a person. And I can see in his face that there is something beyond what I can see physically. And it energizes my faith. And I come back to the US, keeping this story. And I drop all my complaints and my worries and say, hey, think about that. And this morning, I want to encourage you. You can be unstoppable also when you think of the kingdom of God. Share the love of God in our neighborhoods and everywhere to the ends of the earth. And so let us not just enjoy, which is very important, a worship service like this, but think of this man whose name is Maeve. He has faith, he made a commitment and sacrifice. May God bless you all. And again, thank you for your support to the Madagascar Mission. There are some items to be purchased outside to support the mission. And if you are interested in that, please do so. And any donation you can give can be made through this church for Madagascar Mission. Again, thank you so much, and may God bless you all.